Hello friend, welcome to my YouTube education channel. Today I am going to discuss about G7 or 49th G7 summit in Hiroshima, Japan. The duration of the summit was from 19th to 21st May 2023. Before going to discuss about the topic of G7, first you should know who are the countries called G7 groups. These 7 countries called G7 countries: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK and USA. If Russia is included in the group, then it is called G8 group, and if these 12 countries are included in this group, then the group called G20. Who are the 12 countries? Argentina, Australia, Brazil, China, European Union, India, Indonesia, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey. So the summit was G7 summit, but countries from G20 group was also invited, like India, Australia, Brazil, South Korea was also invited. Now what is the purpose to invite India in the G7 summit? There are mainly two reasons. First, that the important topic of discussion of G7 summit was about sustainable energy, climate change, global warming and environment, plus food security, food supply, fertilizer supply, fuel supply. These are the important topic, and in all sector India is playing a very important role. And number 2 is another summit known as Quad summit, also organized in the beside of G7 summit. Okay, now who are the Quad countries? USA, Japan, Australia and India. So to attend the Quad summit, India was also invited. Okay, so these are the two reasons. Now the summit was started on the 19th May morning, but Narendra Modi left India in the 19th May afternoon and reached Hiroshima on 19th May evening. After reaching Hiroshima, there is a grand welcome of Prime Minister on the Hiroshima airport by Japanese dignitaries, and after that he was welcomed by the diaspora residing in Japan, a very grand welcome by Indian diaspora. Okay, then Prime Minister reached his hotel. Now his function was started on the next day, means 20th May and 21st May. So I have divided my total discussion on two parts. One is on part of 20th May, another is part of 21st May. So let's start from the morning of 20th May. So Prime Minister unveils Mahatma Gandhi bust in Hiroshima. This is the first thing our Prime Minister do on the 20th May morning at 8:12 p.m. First look at the picture. This is the unveiling program of Mahatma Gandhi bust in Hiroshima, also co-assisted by Japanese dignitaries. Let's listen to the news. Prime Minister unveils Mahatma Gandhi bust in Hiroshima. Now the Mahatma Gandhi bust has been gifted by Government of India to the city of Hiroshima as a symbol of friendship and goodwill between India and Japan. So this bust was gifted by India to Japan. Now who actually construct the bust? The 42 inches tall bronze bust has been sculpted by Padma Bhushan awardee Sri Ram Banji Sutar. The bust site adjacent to the Matayashu river is a close to iconic a bomb dome that is visited by thousands of people. So the bust was installed near the place where the atom bomb was dropped. Okay, that's why Hiroshima was selected. Okay, the location has been chosen as a mark of solidarity for peace and non-violence. Okay, this is the first thing. Next thing our Prime Minister did is Prime Minister meeting with Prime Minister of Japan. Now we all know that Japan is the president country, means hosted country of G7. So Prime Minister of Japan welcome Prime Minister Modi in Japan. This is the picture. Japanese PM Fumio Kishida welcomes PM Modi. Okay. So Prime Minister meeting with Prime Minister of Japan. Now this was their second meeting in 2023 following the visit of Prime Minister Kishida to India in March this year. So already this year March, Prime Minister of Japan visited India, And what happened that time? Prime Minister thanked Prime Minister Kishida for planting in Hiroshima the Bodhi sapling that had been gifted by Prime Minister Modi in March 2023. So in March 2023, when Kishida visited India, PM Modi gifted a plant called Bodhi sapling plant. Okay, this is a very sacred plant for the Buddhist religion. Okay, so he gifted the plant to Kishida, and now currently in the G7 summit, PM thanked PM Kishida for planting Hiroshima the Bodhi sapling tree. Let's see the picture. This is the picture taken in March this year when Prime Minister Kishida visited India, and PM gifted this Bodhi sapling tree to PM Kishida. Okay. Now I am going to discuss some general knowledge related to India-Japan friendship, because Japan is a very important strategic trading partner and also a very important investment partner of India. Okay, so just in a very few minutes, let's see what are the investment done by Japanese businessman personalities to India. Okay, first is India-Japan relationship, Government of India bullet train project, Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor. Let's see this picture. This is the bullet train, first bullet train project from Mumbai to Ahmedabad up to Sabarmati. Total firing the first bullet by December 2023. PM Modi's dream project will see a push for completion by August 15, 2022, India's 75th year of independence. 508 kilometer distance between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, 2.07 hours will be taken. Okay. Now currently existing travel time is 7 to 8 hours. After the bullet train, it will take only 2 hours. Total distance is 508 kilometer. Now 21 kilometer is the longest tunnel to fall under the train journey. Okay, and the tunnel located in Thane. Okay, also undersea tunnel at Thane Creek. Here is a undersea tunnel also present. 350 kilometer per hour is the maximum speed will be attained by this bullet train. Total cost is 108,000 crore, out of which 81% will come by way of Japanese soft loan company JICA. So JICA will give 81% loan, and rate of interest will be 0.1% per annum only, and repayment period will be 50 years. Okay, this is the first investment. Next investment was this. Look, NEC Corporation Chairman Nobuhiro Endo. This is the NEC Corporation Chairman Nobuhiro Endo. What is role? NEC role in India's telecommunication sector, especially in undertaking Chennai, Andaman and Nicobar Island and Kochi Lakshadweep Island optical fiber cable project. So this company NEC Corporation, he is the chairman of NEC Corporation. So this company is responsible for two big optical fiber cable project. One is from Chennai to Andaman and Nicobar Island optical fiber cable project. Another is from Kochi to Lakshadweep, optical fiber cable project. These are the two big projects invested by that company. Next investment done by this person, chairman of Uniqlo. Uniqlo is the name of company and he is the chairman, Mr. Yanai. So Yanai, who is the chairman, president, CEO of Fast Retailing Company Limited, parent company of Uniqlo. Now what are the investment done by Uniqlo in India? They opened many stores, Uniqlo stores in our country. So provide many job opportunities. Next is this person. This person is none other than CEO of SoftBank, Mr. Son, CEO of SoftBank. Now what are the role of SoftBank in our country? They invested heavily, especially on the startup of our country, startup to become an unicorn. Okay, huge investment. What are the startup who has helped by investment of this person? Like Paytm, Oyo, Ola, Lenskart, Policy Bazar, First Cry, Misho, Unacademy, Zeta, Swiggy, Ola Electric, Inmobi. These are the company helped by the investment of SoftBank of Japan. Next, this person, very important person, several times visited India. He is the chairman of Suzuki, Mr. Suzuki. Okay, we all know about the investment of Suzuki in our country. And finally, India Japan government, Japan India Institute of Manufacturing. This is a very important thing jointly done by government of Japan and government of India. What is this? Let's visit the website and you will understand. This is very important for the current generation. Japan India Institute of Manufacturing. Okay, so there are several manufacturing workshop in Japan. There are several automobiles industry, several electronic industry present, Japanese electronic industry present in our country. So they are providing online, they are providing training, skill development, also giving certificate, okay, also providing placement. Okay, so there are two types of training they are giving. One is Japan India Institute of Manufacturing. Now how it is working? Look, young people mainly in rural areas, in village areas, young people they are hiring, and they have given training in the training institute of this institute called Japan India Institute of Manufacturing. They have provided with practice, classroom lectures, dormitory hostel life. Okay, and after the completion of training, okay, nearly 3 to 4 years of training, they will be hired by Japanese company in India. Okay, and next is Japanese endowed courses. Now what is this? Suppose engineering colleges in India. Okay, so engineering colleges and universities of India, they will include a course along with the engineering subject. The Japanese company include a course, okay, and student will learn that course. That course name is Japanese endowed course, okay, through new curriculum and lectures, and through completion of that course, after that they will provide training and finally placement. Okay, now which are the companies are giving this type of course? Like JIM is giving by Maruti Suzuki, Toyota, Daikin, Yamaha, Tata Hitachi, Technotrend, okay, Sri City, Maruti Suzuki, so several Mitsubishi, okay, so several, and Japanese endowed course are given by this company Mitsubishi, Panasonic, Suzuki, Hiroshima, Isai, etc. Okay, several Japanese company providing this type of course. Okay, so these are the small general knowledge related to Japanese investment of India. Now come back to G7 summit and our Prime Minister performance. So after meeting with Japanese PM, next our Prime Minister met with two Japanese personality. Prime Minister interaction with Japanese personality. Who are the Japanese personality? One is Dr. Tomio Mizokami, another is Miss Hiroko Takayama. Miss Hiroko. First, Dr. Tomio Mizokami. First, look at this picture. This is Mr. Tokyo. Now, what is his role? Let's discuss. Dr. Tomio Mizokami, professor, okay, Osaka University, is a renowned author and linguist and is a proficient in Hindi and Punjabi language. He was conferred the Padma Shri Award in 2018 for his contribution to the promotion of Indian literature and culture in Japan. He presented the widely acclaimed book Jwalamukhi, an anthology of writing. So he wrote a book also and gifted to Prime Minister Modi. Next, our Prime Minister met with Miss Hiroko Takayama. First, see the picture. This is Miss Hiroko. Miss Hiroko Takayama, born in Hiroshima, is a Western style painter. Okay, now whose works are deeply influenced by her deep association with India spanning over 2 decades. She has conducted numerous workshops and held exhibition in India and was briefly a visiting professor at Vishwabharat University, Shantiniketan. She presented PM one of her prominent work, an oil painting of Lord Buddha created in 2022. So she gifted this oil painting of Lord Buddha to Prime Minister. Okay. Next, our Prime Minister did what he did. Prime Minister meeting with the President of Republic of Korea. Let's see the picture. President of Republic and Korea, and what they discussed. The leaders reviewed the progress of India, Republic of Korea special strategic partnership and discussed ways to strengthen bilateral cooperation, particularly in areas of trade and investment, high technology, IT hardware manufacturing, defense, semiconductors and culture. Okay. Next, our Prime Minister meeting with Prime Minister of Vietnam. This is the picture, Prime Minister of Vietnam, and what they discussed in the meeting. PM meeting with the Prime Minister of Vietnam. The two leaders noted the steady progress achieved in bilateral comprehensive strategic partnership. They agreed to enhance high level exchange and deepen bilateral trade and investment ties. They also discussed opportunities in the field of defense, building resilient supply chain, energy, science, technology, human resource development, culture and people to people ties. Vietnam become a very important defense partner of India. Next, now look, you should know that there are several working sessions of G7 summit, working session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are several working sessions of G7 summit. Prime Minister Modi was invited to give some lecture in 3 working sessions. Okay, first in working session 6, working together to address multiple crises including food, health, development, gender. This was the agenda of discussion in working session 6, where Prime Minister was invited to give some lecture. Okay, so listen what our Prime Minister said in the lecture. Food, health, development, gender. So I will just show you important words only. Look, building an inclusive food system, because this is related to food supply is very important. Food system that focuses on the world's most vulnerable people, especially marginal farmer, must be our priority. Global fertilizer supply chain must be strengthened. We have to remove the political obstacle in them, and the expansionist mindset that is taking over the fertilizer resources has to be stopped. Now, due to Russia-Ukraine war, there is a huge shortage of fertilizer. Okay, so what our Prime Minister suggests? As an alternative to fertilizer around the world, we can create a new model of natural farming. Now, that is very important thing, natural farming. We should move our focus to natural farming rather than chemical farming. Okay, this is the first thing he said. Next, he said this word, one earth, one health should be our principle. Why he raised this topic, one earth, one health? Because health, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, health issue is very important. Okay, now there is nothing about your health, my health. All the countries together are helping each other by supplying medicine. Okay, so one earth, one health should be our principle, and digital health universal health coverage should be our goal. Now I will discuss very few minutes about one earth, one health and about the natural farming. So first you should know what is natural farming. So natural farming is, look, I have also highlighted here natural farming, and what UN has declared 2023 as International Year of Millet. Okay, this is a general knowledge. UN declared 2023 as International Year of Millet. So what is natural farming? 4 lakh hectare the land brought under natural farming so far as part of sub scheme of the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Why Paramparagat? Because Parampara we are doing natural farming. Okay, according to Agriculture Ministry. Now, what is natural farming actually? Zero budget natural farming means there is no zero budget natural farming is a method of chemical free agriculture drawing from traditional Indian practice related to agroecology. Now, what are the process? The process are 4 pillars of zero budget natural farming. One is Bijamrutha, made seed treatment, Jivamrutha, no fertilizer pesticide, mulching, soil straw and leaf, live, and Vapsa, soil moisture. Bijamrutha means treating of seeds. How? Using neem leaves, pulp, tobacco, and green chili. Okay. Next, Jivamrutha, mixture of fresh desi cow dung, fresh desi cow dung and aged desi cow urine, jaggery, pulse flour, water and soil. This is called Jivamrutha. Then Achadana, mulching protects topsoil during cultivation and does not destroy it by tiling. And Vapasa is the condition where there are both air molecules and water molecules present in the soil. Okay, means preparation of soil. So this is the process of natural farming, 4 pillars. Another topic is raised about One Earth, One Health. What is this? One Earth, One Health. Here. PM inaugurates 6th edition of One Earth, One Health Advantage Healthcare in 2023. Now, why One Earth, One Health? What are the pillars of One Earth, One Health? I am just talking about the pillars, that is look, throwing light on India's journey of the G20 presidency with the theme One Earth, One Family, One Future, Prime Minister realized the importance of resilient global healthcare system in fulfilling this vision. Okay, now here the Prime Minister said that India is proud to have been a partner to many nations in the noble mission of saving lives through vaccines and medicines. Gave example of Made in India vaccines, the world's largest and fastest COVID-19 vaccination drive, and shipping 300 million of COVID-19 vaccine to over 100 countries. That is the motto of One Earth, One Health. Okay. Next is this. He said that India has a great tradition of preventive and promotive health with systems such as yoga, promoting yoga amongst the country. And next is Prime Minister threw light on the Ayushman Bharat scheme. Ayushman Bharat scheme is currently running in our country. Okay, so Ayushman Bharat scheme. So these are the 3 pillars: COVID-19 vaccine drive, yoga, and Ayushman Bharat scheme. 3 pillars of One Earth, One Health. Okay, so this is the 2 thing. Okay, next our Prime Minister did Prime Minister meeting with President of Republic of France. Okay, now here first look at the picture. Macron Modi meet at G7. So what they discussed? The leader reviewed with satisfaction the progress in their strategic partnership in various areas, including cooperation in trade and economic sphere, civil aviation, renewable civil. Why civil aviation? Because recently India brought nearly 200 passenger aircraft from France. Okay. Then renewables, culture, co-production and manufacturing in defense sector, as well as civil nuclear cooperation. They agreed to expand the partnership to newer domains. Okay, this is the topic of discussion. Next important is most important, Prime Minister meeting with President of Ukraine on 20th May. Okay, in the evening, look time 7:07 p.m. President of Ukraine, this is the picture. Modi with President of Ukraine, and what they discussed. PM noted that the conflict in Ukraine has had a significant impact on the whole world. He, however, stressed that for him this is not a political or economic issue but an issue of humanity, of human values. Then he told that Prime Minister conveyed India's clear support for dialogue and diplomacy to find a way forward. He said that for a resolution of the situation, India and Prime Minister personally would do everything within our means. Okay. After meeting with Zelensky, the next job was this, working session 7. Now, after giving lecture on working session 6, Prime Minister Modi was again invited to give some lecture on working session 7, and the agenda was common endeavor for a sustainable planet, including climate, energy, environment. Most important topic currently, climate, energy and environment, and India is playing a very vital role. Okay, so let's see climate, energy and environment. So what our Prime Minister told on the meeting, in this spirit, India has created institutional solution for the whole world such as Mission Life, International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, Mission Hydrogen, Biofuel Alliance, Big Cat Alliance. So each and every term was invented by Prime Minister Modi in every big stage on international platform. Okay. Also he told about per drop more crop, and also told about our goal of net zero by 2070. Also our Prime Minister told about okay. So I have highlighted the words here also. Mission Life, International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, Mission Hydrogen, Biofuel Alliance, Big Cat Alliance, per drop more crop. Also our Prime Minister told about net zero by 2070 and railway net zero by 2030. Then also he told about installation capacity of renewable energy in India about 175 megawatt, and in 2030 it will reach around 500 megawatt. Okay. Now I will discuss each and every term. This is very important in general knowledge point of view. Before going to jump onto this topic, first we should know about the background of this term. In which stage our Prime Minister actually invented this term. Okay. So before going to this topic, look at the background. COP sessions. COP sessions means Conference of Party session. Means in each conference of parties, all the world leaders gathered in a platform and discussed about their next move on protection on environment, global warming, protection, etc. Okay, this is COP session. So COP session was first started on Kyoto, Japan, COP 3, and the latest COP 27 in November 2022 in Egypt. Okay, after become Prime Minister, the first COP session Modi attended was COP 21 in Paris, Paris Climate Change Conference, November 2015, where our Prime Minister promised lot of things. So let's see what our Prime Minister promised on COP 21. So COP 21 commitment, directly see from the website. So climate change is a major global challenge. PM Narendra Modi at inauguration of India Pavilion at COP 21 in Paris. So what are the promise he made at this international stage? Look here. This is why, so friends, and it is the spirit that leads us to set an ambitious and comprehensive strategy to combat climate change. We have a target for renewable generation of 175 gigawatt by 2022. This is the first promise. When the promise he made in 2015 in Paris COP session. The promise was 175 gigawatt of renewable energy, renewable generation energy, 175 gigawatt by 2022. Let's see whether the promise was fulfilled or not. Look, this is the website of Government of India, Ministry of Power. Here they have given total installed generation capacity of electricity, that is 4,16,591 megawatt or 416 gigawatt. 416 gigawatt is the total electric installed capacity, generation capacity, out of which fossil fuel is, look here, fossil fuel is 237 gigawatt or 57%, and non-fossil fuel is 179 gigawatt or 43%. Okay, so non-fossil fuel installed capacity is 179 gigawatt, and what our Prime Minister promised, 175 gigawatt by 2022. It means that we have achieved our target, that is 175 gigawatt by 2022. Okay, we have got a good start with nearly 12 gigawatt likely to be installed by 2016. Next promise he made, cellular phones before we can use renewable energy to bring power to our 18,000 unconnected village quickly and cleanly. Okay, next is very important. By 2030, 40% of our installed capacity will be based on non-fossil fuel. 40% of our installed capacity will be based on non-fossil fuel by 2030. Again, go to that page. So, what are the amount of non-fossil fuel? 43%. So, we have already achieved. Our target was 2030, 40%. We have achieved 43% by 2022, means 8 to 9 hours before we have achieved our target. Next promise was, we will convert waste to energy. We will make our cities smart and sustainable and transfer from public transportation including through 50 new metro rail project. Okay, next promise was, we are investing a supercritical technology in thermal plants. We have imposed tax on coal. So that use of coal can be reduced. Reduced subsidies on petroleum product. We are raising fuel standards for automobiles, and we have introduced tax-free bond for renewable energy. Means imposing tax on coal and petroleum and removing tax from renewable energy like solar, like wind, etc. Next promise he made, we have a massive program to expand our forest cover and protect our biodiversity. Okay, now what is the forest cover currently in our country? Look, total forest cover of the country is 7,13,789 square kilometer, which is 21.71% of the geographical area of the country. Okay, now what should be the minimum forest cover of a country? That is 1/3, means 33% should be minimum forest cover. India is currently have 21.71% geographical area in forest cover. Okay, next promise our Prime Minister made is, in the past few months, millions of households have switched to LED bulb, and we have plans to replace diesel by fuel cell to power thousands of our telecom tower. Next promise, our vision of India as a global manufacturing hub rests on the simple principle of zero defect, zero effect production, that is perfect and leaves no footprint on environment. Now, this is very important. Zero defect, zero effect. This is a policy taken by Government of India, especially micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay, for development of these enterprises to produce quality product without wasting, without producing any waste material. That is zero defect, zero effect. Let's look at this PDF. Operation guideline for zero defect, zero effect scheme. What is the scheme? That is, Government of India has envisioned Make in India and zero defect, zero effect manufacturing, for which there is need of a policy which will create an ecosystem for competitive quality and clean manufacturing, promote development of world class product, expand market for MSME. Okay, so main thing is create an ecosystem for competitive quality and clean manufacturing, promote development of world class product, expand market. Now look here, the Ministry of MSME, Government of India is endeavoring to develop the global competitiveness of MSME. So there are huge competition amongst MSME. So using that competition, Government of India bring this policy and has envisioned an ecosystem for competitive clean and green manufacturing, development of world class quality product, reduction in emission of level of greenhouse gas, reduction in defect wastage, support for expanding market for MSME. So the MSME which produce good quality product, which cannot produce greenhouse gas, will give more importance to the ministry. Okay, now what are the background of this, what are the theme of this policy, how the policy can be implemented? Through awareness and training. So awareness and training is very important, and step by step awareness and training will be given, and after completion of each stage the MSME will be handed over a certificate. Okay. Here, level 1, after completion of level 1, self certification, bronze. Level 2, conformity with standards, silver. Level 3, striving for excellence, gold. Level 4, achieving excellence, diamond. Level 5, zero effect, zero defect, ZED certification, platinum. Okay, so the company, the MSME who own this platinum certificate will be benefited many way, maybe with benefited with subsidy from the Government of India. Okay, so this is the zero defect, zero effect policy of Government of India. Okay, and last promise is our mission of more crop per drop. I have already told about this. More crop per drop will not only improve the lives of farmers but will also reduce the pressure on a scarce resource. Now what is more crop per drop? I will discuss more crop per drop. Okay. So what is more crop per drop? Let's discuss here. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now look at this word, more crop per drop means without wasting excess water, more crop can be cultivated by using sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation. Look, this is the picture of drip irrigation, water applying directly into the root zone. This is the picture of drip irrigation. Okay. Look, this is the picture of sprinkler irrigation. So by using sprinkler and drip, we can reduce wastage of water. So area covered, drip 5.12 lakh hectare, sprinkler 5.39 lakh hectare, total 10.51 lakh hectare. Okay. So Har Khet Ko Pani, this is the name of this policy, Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Government of India is committed to accord high priority to water conservation and its management. To this effect, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana has been formulated with the vision of extending the coverage of irrigation Har Khet Ko Pani and improving water use efficiency, more crop per drop. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, so this is the promise made by our Prime Minister in 2015 in the Paris COP Conference of Party. Okay, next is COP 26 commitment. Okay, so after 21, Prime Minister again promised in COP 26, that is Glasgow Climate Change Conference, November 2021, Glasgow. Okay. What are the promise made by Prime Minister in COP 27 in Glasgow? Look at here. National statement by PM Modi at COP 26 summit in Glasgow. What are the promise? That is called Panchamrit. Here, this one word in the context of climate can become the basic foundation of one world. This is a word life, L-I-F-E, life, that is lifestyle for environment. I have already talked about life. Now, first time Prime Minister Modi invented this word life in COP26 in Glasgow. Lifestyle for environment, this is the full form. Today there is a need for all of us to come together with collective participation to take lifestyle for environment. Okay. Now, what are the promise? That is called in the midst of this global brainstorming on climate change on behalf of India, I would like to present 5 nectar elements, Panchamrit, to deal with this challenge. 5 challenge. First, India will reach its non-fossil fuel capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030. Just reminder, currently we have total non-fossil fuel is 179 gigawatt by 2022. And what is the promise? Non-fossil fuel energy 500 gigawatt by 2030. Okay. Second, India will meet 50% of its energy requirements from renewable energy by 2030. 50% from renewable energy by 2030. Currently, 43% from non-fossil fuel, 43%. Target 50% by 2030. Next, third, India will reduce the total projected carbon emission by 1 billion ton from now onwards till 2030. So, total carbon emission, or you can say total greenhouse gas emission, 1 billion ton will reduce within 2030. Now look, currently what are the amount of carbon emission by our country? Look at this website from United Nations. This is the chart of greenhouse gas emission. So look here, China is responsible for 9.71 ton of greenhouse gas per capita. Total 13 billion ton of greenhouse gas. USA 6 billion ton of greenhouse gas, 19 ton per capita. India 3 billion ton of greenhouse gas, 2.67 per capita, rank 3. Okay, as per total greenhouse gas emission, India rank 3.6 billion ton of greenhouse gas. What was the promise? India will reduce projected carbon emission by 1 billion ton from now onwards till 2030. Total carbon emission means by 2030 it become 2.6 billion ton. Okay. So next promise is fourth, by 2030 India will reduce the carbon intensity of its economy by less than 45%. Okay. Already railway announced that by 2030 they become net zero railway. Okay. Next, fifth, by the year 2070 means 100 year, nearly 2070, India will achieve the target of net zero. That's a long process, net zero. This Panchamrit will be an unprecedented contribution of India to climate action. Okay. So this is the commitment of COP26. Now come to the point. Now come to the point. What are the points I have to discuss? That is, I have highlighted here. That is one by one I will discuss. Just look at the point. Mission Life, then International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, Mission Hydrogen, Biofuel Alliance, Big Cat Alliance. Now I will discuss one by one. One by one I will discuss. Okay. First, Mission Life. Here, PM launches Mission Life. Directly jump into the website. PM launches Mission Life at Statue of Unity in Ekta Nagar, Kevadia, Gujarat. When? Timeline was 20th October 2022, just before the Gujarat election. And the important person attend the meeting is UN Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Antonio Guterres. Okay. Now, what are the theme of mission life? What are the theme of mission life? The theme of mission life is the mantra of mission life is lifestyle for environment. So means you have to adopt a lifestyle which can help environment. Okay, that is mission life. Like the example of adoption of LED bulb in India for reducing electricity bill and protecting the environment. Next is here. The annual per capita carbon footprint in India is only 1.5 ton compared to the world average of 4 ton per year. Carbon footprint means greenhouse gas emission. So greenhouse gas emission per capita, here he mentioned per capita greenhouse gas emission is India 1.5 ton, where average of world average is 4 ton. Just see that table whether he is correct or not. The United Nations table, per capita greenhouse gas emission of India is 2.6 ton, and what our Prime Minister was telling, that is 1.5 ton. Okay, so 2.6 ton is actually the per capita greenhouse gas emission, and average of world is 4 ton per year. So we have our greenhouse gas emission is less than world average. Okay, next what we have adopted, Modi talked about initiative like Ujjwala Yojana, all are environment friendly product, providing gas cylinder to women. 75 Amrit Sarovar means each district have at least 75 Sarovar. Okay, in every district, and unprecedented emphasis on waste to wealth. Then today we ranked 4th in the wind energy, 5th in solar energy. India's renewable energy capacity has increased by 290% in the last 7 to 8 years. We have also achieved the target of achieving 40% of the electric capacity from non-fossil fuel. I have already see you 40% we have already achieved. We have achieved 43%. Total non-fossil fuel we have achieved 43%. Okay. 9 years ahead of deadline. Our deadline was 2030. Within 2021 we have achieved. We had also achieved a target of 10% ethanol blending in petrol, means, and that too 5 months before the deadline. Means ethanol blending in petrol means if we add 10% ethanol and 90% petrol, then the productivity, mobility of the petrol will increase, pollution will reduce, mileage will increase, everything will be benefited. That is 10% ethanol blending. Through the National Hydrogen Mission, India has moved towards an environment friendly energy source. What is National Hydrogen Mission? I will also tell you. Hydrogen can be used as an alternative fuel of petroleum. Okay. Also Prime Minister told about this will help India and many countries of the world to achieve their goal of net zero. Also Prime Minister highlighted that one sun, one world, one grid, very very important, OSOWOG, this is the name of the allowance. One sun, one world, one grid. The Prime Minister remarked that India now wants to increase the partnership with the world even by more while strengthening its resolve towards such goal. Okay. So this is the important term he used on the occasion of Mission Life launch. So this is about Mission Life. Okay. Next I will discuss about International Solar Alliance. So this is also a Prime Minister play a very important role. What is International Solar Alliance? I will show you here. Look, this is the stage of International Solar Alliance where our Prime Minister was giving lecture. So about one sun, one world, one grid. I have already told you about this. The idea for the one sun, one world, one grid initiative was put forth by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, at the first assembly of the International Solar Alliance in 2018. The initiative aims at connected energy supply across border. What is the actual thing I am telling you? Actual thing is the country which the location of the country between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is receiving highest solar light. Okay, so highest solar energy. So sunlight, highest received sunlight. So that country should make an allowance. That name of the allowance is one sun, one world, one grid. Okay, means India and partnered country will make a single grid. The countries will connected with a grid. Look, the International Solar Alliance is an alliance of 123 signatory countries, most being sunshine countries. Okay, I will show you the location of the countries. These are the countries which signed the International Solar Alliance and one sun, one world, one grid partnership. Okay. So the primary objective of the alliance is to work for efficient consumption of solar energy, reduce fossil fuel. First proposed by Prime Minister Modi in 2015. Okay. Now signed, alliance open for signature in Morocco in November 2016 and 102 countries have joined. Okay, so very proud moment. This is the list of countries. You can search from Wikipedia also name of the countries. Now related with this is one sun, one world, one grid, means very important initiative by International Solar Alliance, India, France and UK to build a global green energy grid primarily focusing on solar and wind energy. So these three countries, India, France and UK, to build a global green energy grid. Okay, primarily focusing on solar and wind energy. That is very project has proposed 3 phases. First phase, the grids of Middle East, South Asia and Southeast Asia would be integrated. Second phase, Asian grid will be connected with African grid. Last phase, the grid will be the global grid. Okay, so this is the one sun, one world, one grid initiative by Prime Minister. Next is Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, CDRI. What is this? The basic funda is whenever a country facing disaster, maybe natural disaster like earthquake, all the country will unitedly help that country. That is a disaster resilience coalition. Is an international coalition of countries, United Nations agencies, multilateral development banks also present, private sector academic institution that aims to promote disaster resilient infrastructure. Its objective is to promote research, knowledge sharing in the fields of infrastructure risk, not only help but also sharing knowledge. Okay, risk management. It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the 2019 UN Climate Action Summit in September 2019. Okay. So who are the countries signed this alliance? These are the list of countries signed the alliance. Okay. Also member organization like Asian Development Bank, World Bank, United Nations Development Program. Okay. This member organization also present. Now come to National Green Hydrogen Mission. I have already told you that hydrogen can be used as an alternative of fossil fuel, petroleum. Seen from the website National Green Hydrogen Mission. India has set its sight on becoming energy independent by 2047 and achieving net zero by 2017. Okay, and railway become net zero in 2030. To achieve this target, increasing renewable energy use across all economic sphere is central to India's energy transition. Green hydrogen is considered a promising alternative for enabling this transition. Hydrogen can be utilized for long duration storage of renewable energy, replacement of fossil fuel in industry. Now, what are the type of hydrogen? Hydrogen fuel. green hydrogen, blue hydrogen and green hydrogen. Okay, so these are the type of fuel, but remember gray and blue hydrogen in production carbon dioxide also produced, but in case of green hydrogen carbon dioxide cannot produce. That is why green hydrogen is the most prioritized currently. Okay, look at the procedure production of gray, blue and green hydrogen. Look, gray hydrogen produced from natural gas, hydrogen is produced but carbon dioxide emitted in the environment. Then in case of blue hydrogen, through natural gas hydrogen produced by underground storage, carbon dioxide is stored. But in case of green hydrogen, now look, oxygen is produced, okay, through green electricity and water. Look, this electrolyte process, anode zinc and cathode copper, the electrolyte process, hydrogen gas can be produced. This is the procedure of green hydrogen production. Okay, now look, this is the three-wheeler of green hydrogen three-wheeler developed by IIT Delhi. Now hydrogen SI engine, hydrogen fuel diesel engine and hydrogen fueled three-wheelers in Auto Expo 2012. Okay, next is global biofuel alliance, one of the priorities under India's G20 presidency. Now what is biofuel? Biofuel can be used as a transportation fuel, okay, especially in the aircraft, but biofuel also used for generation of electricity. Okay, so global biofuel alliance, why India is playing a major role? Because India has a huge production of biofuel. Look, India, US and Brazil to work together towards development of a global biofuel alliance. Like the country which produce petroleum, the Gulf countries, okay, they have made an alliance. Similarly, the countries which produce biofuel also make an alliance. Then name of the alliance is Global Biofuel Alliance. Who are the member? India, US, Brazil. Brazil, India and US as leading biofuel producer and consumer will work together during the next few months toward the development of a global biofuel alliance along with other interested countries. This alliance will be aimed at facilitating cooperation and intensifying the use of sustainable biofuel, including in the transportation sector. Okay. So this is the thing. Next is International Big Cat Alliance. What is Big Cat? Big Cat means tiger, lion, then cheetah, leopard, puma. Okay, these are the big cat. So the country which have this big cat should make an alliance, that is called International Big Cat Alliance, to protect, to promote big cat. Okay, also initiative by Prime Minister Modi. So International Big Cat Alliance is in the mega international event held on 9th April 2023 at Mysuru, Karnataka. To commemorate 50 years of Project Tiger, the Prime Minister Modi launched the International Big Cat Alliance for conservation of 7 big cat, namely tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar and puma, harboring our planet. Now, which are the country praises our Prime Minister for this alliance? Like Forest Minister of Bhutan in his eloquent speech accepted the leadership of India in the guiding them. Forest Minister of Bangladesh praised India in helping in their conservation effort in saving their pride. His Excellency from Cambodia was enthusiastic in getting tigers from India and rehabilitating them in their Cardamom Hills. Minister Wildlife Tourism and Cultural Work Government of Kenya through her video message lauded the help rendered by Government of India and Indian Forest Service. Minister Nepal accepted the leadership of India in the field of wildlife conservation and offered all support to the alliance. Ethiopian Forest Minister, without mincing words, expressed his greatest satisfaction in being part of endeavor to save big cats. Royal Highness the Regent of Pahang was all praised for India's effort and wanted assistance to recover a tiger population in Malaysia. Okay, beside minister and the head delegation of Suriname, Armenia, Tanzania, Nigeria, Vietnam, Thailand and Laos also expressed their appreciation for the said initiative. Okay, so these are the countries who have expressed their interest to be part of this alliance. Okay, so this is the day of 20th May, end of 20th May. Now the time next day, that is 21st May. So on the morning of 21st May, the first thing our Prime Minister did is visit to the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. This is the picture, Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, Prime Minister Modi with other world leaders. Okay, so Prime Minister visit to the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. PM Narendra Modi joined other leaders at G7 summit in Hiroshima to visit the Peace Memorial Museum. Prime Minister signed the visitors book in the museum. The leaders also paid floral tribute at the cenotaph for the victims of the atomic bomb. Okay, next thing our Prime Minister did is Prime Minister's meeting with Prime Minister of United Kingdom, means Modi meeting with Rishi Sunak. This is the picture. So PM meetings with PM of the United Kingdom, and what the key discussion? The two leaders agreed to deepen cooperation across a wide range of areas such as trade and investment, science and technology, higher education and people to people relationship. Also, this is very important, the two leaders reviewed their comprehensive strategic partnership, including taking stock of progress in the India-UK FTA negotiation. Now, this is very important. India and UK FTA means free trade agreement negotiation, means the two countries are trying to negotiate about implementation of a free trade agreement. Means free trade agreement means Indian product will be tax free in United Kingdom and United Kingdom product will be tax free in Indian market. Okay, so that goods from all the countries, India and UK, can be easily cheapable in the market. Okay, that is called free trade agreement. India and Australia already signed and implemented the free trade agreement, but India and UK free trade agreement under negotiation from the last 1 year. So they were talking about the progress of this free trade agreement. Next meeting, Prime Minister meeting with President of Brazil. Okay, this is the meeting. PM meeting with President of Brazil, and the key discussion is, this was the first meeting between the two leaders. The leaders noted that this year marked the 75th anniversary year of establishment of diplomatic relations. They reviewed their strategic partnership and discussed ways to further deepen it, especially in sector of defense production, trade, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, dairy and animal husbandry and biofuel. Biofuel, I have already told you, biofuel biggest producer is India, US, Brazil, and clean energy. Both leaders emphasized the need to organize a high level meeting of business leaders from both countries. Very good. Okay, next meeting. Now, next, participation in working session 9, and what was the agenda? Toward a peaceful, stable and prosperous world. Okay, peaceful, stable and prosperous world. So, Prime Minister already participated in working session 6. Agenda was food, fertilizer supply. Then participated in working session 7. The agenda was climate change, sustainable environment. Now he participated in working session 9, peaceful, stable and prosperous world. Okay, so peaceful, stable, prosperous world. What our Prime Minister speeched there? Here, global peace, stability and prosperity is our common objective. In today's interconnected world, crisis in any one region affect all the countries, and the developing countries which have limited resources are the worst affected. In the current global situation, these countries are facing the maximum and most profound impact of food, fuel and fertilizer crisis. Now, here is the most important thing. Our Prime Minister said that because the agenda was related to peace, it means that terrorism comes into effect in this session. So, what our Prime Minister told, that it raises the question as to why we are facing the need to discuss matters of peace and stability in distinct forms. Means in separate form we are discussing about peace, stability, terrorism, etc. The United Nations, which was established with the very purpose of establishing peace, why does it often fail to prevent conflicts today? Means United States nation established after the World War I, okay, in the name of stability and peace, but still there is no clear definition what is peace, what is terrorism, what is the conflicts. Okay, that's why our Prime Minister raised the question, because every time India tried to establish a particular person as a terrorist and try to impose a global ban, China in the veto, with their veto power, reject Indian plea, because there is not clear definition what is terrorism in the United Nations. Okay, why even the definition of terrorism has not been accepted in the UN yet. If introspection is done, then one thing is clear: the institutions created in the last century are not in line with the system of the 21st century. Means it is still running like first century, not like 21st century. They do not reflect the realities of the present. That is why it is necessary that reforms should be given concrete shape in big institutions like UN. It will also have to become the voice of global South. Means what our Prime Minister is saying is the voice of global South. Otherwise, we will just keep talking about ending conflict. UN and Security Council will become just a talk shop. Okay. So, this is the thing, direct slap on United Nations. Next thing, our Prime Minister participated in last. I have already told you that another meeting organized in the sideline of G7, that is Quad Summit. So, Prime Minister participation in the Quad Summit. This is the final job, final function of our Prime Minister. After that, our Prime Minister left Japan and he reached Papua New Guinea for another program. Now, what the speech delivered by Prime Minister in the Quad Summit? Now, look at this picture. This is the Quad countries: USA, Australia, Japan and India. These four are the Indo-Pacific region Quad country. Okay. Now, what our Prime Minister told there? So, Quad Leaders Summit. I will show you only important part. Through our shared effort, we are giving practical dimension to our vision of a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. Our positive cooperation is growing in areas like climate action, disaster management, strategic technologies, reliable supply chain, health security, maritime security, counter-terrorism. Several countries and groups are announcing their Indo-Pacific strategy and vision. Our meeting today will provide an opportunity to discuss issues related to inclusive and people-centric development of entire region. Means this alliance, the Quad alliance, formed to counter Chinese aggression in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, that's why our Prime Minister issued this topic: climate, disaster management, technology, reliable supply chain, health security, maritime security, counter-terrorism, etc. Okay. So, now this is for general knowledge. I believe that the Quad will continue to. So, Quad 2023 organized in Japan in the sideline of G7. What about Quad 2024? So, Quad will continue to work for global good, human welfare, peace and prosperity. I appreciate and congratulate Prime Minister Albanese for his successful presidency of this summit. in 2024. Okay, so in 2024 we would be happy to host the Quad Leader Summit in India. So India is going to host Quad Summit in 2024. This year Japan hosted the Quad 2024, but Australia was the president. Prime Minister Albanese is the PM of Australia. Australia was the president of Quad Summit in 2023. India will be the president of Quad Summit in 2024. Okay. So this is the end of 21st May. After that, Prime Minister leave for Papua New Guinea, then directly from Papua New Guinea to New Zealand. Okay, so this is the total discussion about G7 summit and function and role of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the 2 days G7 summit. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel, like the video. Thank you very much.